Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. It is June 23rd. It is Wednesday. It is Mercury Day. There's a lot of rumbling going on in amongst the energies of the world, I think. And there is so much. Oh my goodness, where to begin? Good morning, Candace. Thank you for joining me. First of all, I want to say tomorrow I'm doing a full moon meditation at noon. So if you want to join me, definitely register. If you are unable to make it, you can still register and you'll receive the recording. And with the recording, you can listen to it at any time. It's $25. Tapping into your blue flame begins July 7th. This is power, tapping into that power. And I hate to say I know, because it's not that I know, but through what I'm being urged to do, it's imperative for us to really start tapping into our power. And many times when we start tapping into our power and entering into that energy of our blue flame, this is where a lot of fear can come in for a lot of people. And the fear of trusting that part of ourselves sometimes that is overwhelming, trusting that part of ourselves that we don't want to acknowledge. Like it's a truth of something, and we don't want to believe that truth, even though it's there. It's there. It's like right in your face, but you're still like, no, 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 no. That just can't be. That can't be it. That can't be it. But within the depths of your soul that is it. And that's what I got to go towards. That's what I got to do. This is my, and I pulled out in a short reading this morning, that 6 of Swords. It is that energy of saying, yeah, I got to go over there. I got to make these changes and step into what does make me happy, what gives me that flow, what gives me that oomph within my own life, right? And that's where we're heading. I mean, we can struggle. I mean, I bet you're all great at struggling. You're all great at, of struggling to raise your kids, struggling to keep a marriage or a relationship going. We're all really good, and we're all really determined to struggle through the hurt and the pain, and do all, like, we're really good at struggling. But here it is, and this is part of tapping into your power. This is part of what I'm going to be teaching, is like, just because you can take a punch, does it mean you must stand in front of the fist? that quote, that, right, when it's like, it's this looking at this negative dialogue that we may have inside ourselves, or that internal dialogue, or that internal idea that we think, oh, everything's going to be okay. We want everything to be okay. We just want everything to be okay. And it's saying, if you want it to be okay, then you gotta start listening. It's where you believe there's a belief, and there's going to be, like, I mean, more information is coming out even today, things that you never even thought is, more shit's coming out and hitting the fan. And I just posted that with that moon in Sagittarius, and it's opposite stationary Mercury. It's opposite that Mercury. Mercury's going direct. The moon is opposite it, and it's saying, hey, what's going on? And it's like, what you're finding out is more stuff. More stuff is coming out, and it's like connecting dots within your life, and this is at the later degrees. So it's connecting dots within the collective. within the world around you. You're starting to say, oh, they did what? And then this, and then this. Oh my God. How am I able to continue on, in this direction? And this is where it's like allowing yourself to look at where you have had the false idols in your life and knocking down the false idols and allowing for that, as it's like almost where there's been a web on people's eyes or like a crystallid on people's eyes and it's opening. And that's where this energy is. It's opening and it's going to open and it's going to open and there's going to be more of it opening and we're going to be seeing more of this coming forward. Now we have a choice. Are you going to be going along with it and just continue on? Even though that's not the truth of who you are, that's not the truth. It's like, you could be crawling on your knees and your tongue hanging out and I just want to survive. I just want to survive. I don't want to deal with all that kind of bullshit. I don't want to deal with any of this stuff. Yet it's saying if you tap into your truth and you tap into what you are to be doing and what is that innermost part of you, that intensity, that passion, that fiery energy, then the change and transformation is going to happen, not only on a physical level, but within your own world. We're coming into crossroads. A lot of crossroads are coming up for all of us, and the crossroads of the directions of where you want to start heading. And I don't want to get political. I know here in Canada, I mean, we're being in Alberta is different than being in Ontario. And I think, and God bless people in Ontario, but I think some of you guys are really blinded with everything and just follow protocol. I'm at a point where I am in doing my truth. I don't even want to wear a mask anymore. Like, I don't even like that. So to me, I always thought it was stupid from the very beginning, and I know many of you out there is like, but no, you gotta protect yourself. And no, I trust in my immune system. I trust in who I am. I trust in my power and me stepping forward, bowing down to a false idol. And that's what's been going on, has been getting people to be very cut off, fragmented. And what was trying to be shown to us is that there's so many false idols out there. Where are you putting your energy? Are you putting your energy into that false idol, or are you putting your energy into your own truth? And here we're coming in with Mercury going retro, Mercury coming forward. It's been a very tough Mercury retrograde. And as we are coming forward, truth is coming out. We have Venus opposing Pluto, and it's like, wow, okay, it's either you're doing it. It's either like, what are you going to choose? Life or death? That's Pluto. Life or death. Are you going to choose this life? Or are you going to choose death? What are you going to prove? Right. And that's the thing. What are you going to choose? It's up to you. The choice is up to you. Others more than I trust myself. Does that make sense? Yeah, but you got to trust yourself. You can't worry about the other person. You can't worry about the other person. That's the whole thing, is that look at the law that was just passed in Canada about social media. That same law is the same, very similar laws that were passed in China and in Russia. Our gun control law that was passed, our all of the stuff that is being that's being shown to us, or things that are happening to us, is like, this is like a brainwashing. I mean, we went for years without a mask. And there were worse shit going on. SARS, H1N1. There was worse shit flying around us than this. This is like a huge, with especially with Neptune, and Neptune's going to be going retrograde. So there's a lot of emotion coming up with people because it's like a buildup of energy that's out there. And this is coming in with this huge emotion. With Venus looking at, I need to understand what's going on. I want to have more of the truth of what's happening within my world. Mercury's like, yeah, let's get it. Let's get it. I want to do it because Mercury is the planet that has all the planets within it. Because Mercury goes up and he talks to everybody. He's with everybody. He goes in and out and he talks to this one and that one, goes into all the signs, and he's just booping around every 88 days, just boop, 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 boop. The only time he takes a rest is when he goes retrograde. And when he goes retrograde, because it's so intense with us, because he has all of that energy within him. And here we are, we're having all that energy within us. And this is where it's coming forward, is that we could stay in fear mode. We can stay in that place of like that struggle and saying, okay, I'm going to, just do this. But here, if we see by the so-called, when we go into the collective consciousness and we look at the collective consciousness, we're seeing world leaders fly around that aren't even doing protocol. We have the Prime Minister of the UK, when COVID was so bad in India, still allowing people from India to fly in so he could have negotiations with the people of India, to crack up a new deal. But it's so bad. What, really? This is like, wake up. It's like, we're, for protesting, you're only allowed to do 2 types of protesting, or even 1 type of protesting in Canada now, because they're making it illegal. This is where we, as humans, standing up. There are distractions that are going to come up, and some of them are going to be so horrific. We have that Eris squaring Pluto that's going to be coming forward, and that's going to come exact. And that's all about predators. Who's the predator? Who, what is it? What is this energy that's coming forward that is awakening us to tap into our power, to tap into our truth? And that's where it's coming from, tapping into that truth in order for us to be able to listen and understand, because all sorts of secrets are going to be starting to be spilled out. And that's where the truth is there. And you're going to be seeing it and you're going to be like, oh, that can't be true. That can't be true. They wouldn't do that to us. Canada can't become a socialist regime so badly that it becomes like China and that you get a social credit score. No. That scares me, and I can feel that. And it's even for me to start thinking, okay, what does that mean for me? What does that mean for my grandson? And I'm just like, where do I go? Where do I go? What place is safe? Is there a safe place? There's just a lot. Like when you step into this energy, that's why so many people are like, I don't want to deal with anything. You have a lot of the ones with, with the millennials and the next generation of saying, I don't want to deal with people. I'm tired of this. But they are the ones that are the energy generators. They are the ones that have to come in and start, holding that energy. And the next ones are here to ignite it and get it going. Right? And it's like moving forward. There's a movement of coming forward, but there's a bit of anxiety with all of this because there's huge changes that are going on within us personally. And we have to we have to go steady as you go. We know what to do, but it's that fear. And I think we've been taking a punch in the face through everything. There's been, been this, and the thing is that it's looking that where we become slaves of sorts to what to believe. We become these slaves. And that's where we're at. We are slaves. We are becoming slaves to this whole energy of what's being imposed upon us. And it's getting to where hyperinflation is a thing. Where you're going to find that more people are going to have to be reliant on the government, because there's no fucking way a person who works a regular job, and I'm taking a regular job, you could be a manager or something of a I don't know, of a store or whatever. Even somebody who is working as a clerk, you're not going to be able to make ends meet. Not with the energy, not with that energy that's being built over there. So that's why tapping into your power and bringing that power in allows you to stand firm and stand in that truth, in order so that you can come into your set of core beliefs that compete, that compete with our divinity and attract the very things we try to desperately avoid. Like there's this part of it's like when we become slaves, that each of us, there's a core belief that we have, and it competes with us. It's like there's this belief that says, yeah, this is what you have to be doing. There's this belief. Everybody does this. Everybody wear masks. That's the belief. That's the belief now. If you wear a mask, you're safe. But your soul, your divinity is saying, no, that's a bunch of bullshit. I don't know why you're believing that. That's where this energy, it's like, this is what's coming forward, is getting us to awaken, getting us to say, is that what you're going to believe in? Because there's something here that seems kind of fishy, something here that you're just, are you waiting for Superman to come in? Are you waiting for someone to come in and save you? South Node Sag. Waiting for somebody else to fix this? When if you go to North Node, Gemini, it's about looking at our truth and going forward and saying, that's not my reality. That's not my truth. I'm not going into that bullshit. That's not what I want. So that's where we're coming into, and this energy is going to be starting to intensify. Plus, have a full moon in Capricorn tomorrow. And then with Neptune going retrograde. So we have this energy of saying, okay, how are you going to be going forward with all of this? What are you going to be doing? Are you just going to continue on allowing for you to be the slave, to be the person and say, you know what, I'll just stick with the struggle. The struggle's real. Struggle's so real. I just want things back to normal. There's no going back to whatever that was. This is us going forward into a direction, into a new direction, into an unseen world. And in doing that, there's a fight on our hands. So they're letting us know that you're going to come up above this, but there is going to be a fight on our hands. There is going to be, it is a good one. It's a good one for people to awaken. If you're not awakened, if you're not doing the work, I'm not talking about fucking woke. I'm talking about being awakened. And this is about stepping into that. And I talked about it yesterday with a group of your self-container, stepping into your self-container of what makes you feel uncomfortable. That's what it is. Stepping into that self-container of uncomfortableness so that you can see where those beliefs are and what is holding you back. So when you recognize what's holding you back, you can move forward. You can say, okay, I'm not going to let my old beliefs hold me back. I'm not going to let these core beliefs, this is what they say is the truth. I'm not going to let that hold me back. But I got to get into the container and I got to feel it in order to transform it, to step into my integrity. If I'm not doing that, and if I'm not paying attention to it, especially with this Capricorn full moon, we're going to spiral in different directions and spiral off. So the thing is that with this Capricorn moon, it's a beautiful moon. It's a great moon. But are you willing to go into the container? Are you willing to go and sit and look at the anger, look at that, and take it to a maturity part where you are like, okay, that's good. Okay, I can do this, to a neutral place where it's neither good nor bad, but it's an understanding of saying, okay, you know what? This is the direction I need to be moving forward in. And in doing that, that's part of, and also with the full moon meditation, we'll be touching a little bit more deeply into this. Because people are getting ready to find out. People are getting ready to find out the soul truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Right? I felt a list since COVID-19 started. I hope this energy helps me move forward. Well, you got to get into your container on what is your container? What is that uncomfortableness? That's what you got to step into. Because it's stepping into that container gets you to step into that part of you to look at the beliefs that you're hanging on to, the old beliefs that hold you back. And when you hold that, when you sit with that and you look at it and it could make you angry, then you look at it and you say, okay, they're there. I have them. And it's okay. And then step into that neutrality. And that's where the power is with this. That's where the power is. And in creating the change, creating that of where do we go and step forward from here? This is where we step forward and start saying, okay, you know what? Maybe we need to form a community, form a commune. Form an independence of our own sovereignty. And step away from the collective there. Forward when it comes up. Yeah. You got it. Yeah. And you got the thing that self-sabotage is that repeat. I can struggle. I can get through this. I can do this. And this is where it's like, it's deep. It's deep inside of us. And sometimes we may not believe it, but it's deep inside of us. And we may not, I'm going to say that we know it's there, that truth of who we are and that power, that's who we are. But somehow we don't, and I keep on getting, people are deflective. They don't want to see truth that's coming down. And see that truth that's coming down. And with that, this is where, for us, coming into that integrity of, and I'm going to say the word ingress keeps coming in. So our own ingress, right? And stepping into that. And that's where, because the integrity with this, and there's a grand fire trine that's coming in, and the grand fire trine with water, we can bring in that beautiful, let's say, this is a beautiful scenario. We could be that sitting there with a beautiful fire and the water there and having that beautiful balance. But what else can happen? It could be like the fire goes in and becomes a grease fire, and we throw the fire and then we throw the water on it, and it's horrible. This is where we're coming into old beliefs, and how can we let go of outdated commitments by being energetically attuned to the present moment. And I was talking about that last night with my group because it came to me. How can we do that? How can we, this is our old beliefs. Our old beliefs are coming up, and that's what Capricorn is. Capricorn is structure. What is that old structure? and Pluto's there. What is that? And he's retrograde. And so he's pulling up the old structures. What are the old structures? And it's at 3 degrees. So 3 is Trinity. It is about what is that old structure, you and the old structure, bringing in the third, bringing in that spirit, that energy of transformation and change. That's what it brings forth. And in order to bring that in, we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with, and tune into that configuration and hold it in place. And there is that experience that's coming forth that we have to go in and reflect. But as we're going in and reflecting, there are things that are we're going to be finding. I know, I can see it. We're going to be finding that we really have to band together and not allow ourselves to be pushed down. And I can see that not only spiritually, but I can see that figuratively also. And as we're going to go as Canadians, I feel there's a huge struggle that's going to be coming up for Canadians. I think, well, for the world, but I'm going to go just within my own country right now. I know there's a huge, huge struggle that's going to come in. And it is going to ignite a fury amongst many. And some people will be like, oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. But there's going to be where it does matter. It does matter. And bringing forth that integrity and integration that's going to be needed. And what is our what's going to be our struggle? 2 of Swords reversed. Our struggle is that we don't want to see the truth. That's our struggle. There is for us to move forward, and I love that in each of these ones, the way the pull is, it's as above, so below. Each of them are holding it pretty much similarly. But this is like with this 2 of Swords is reversed, is like, okay, here's our struggle. This is our struggle right now. That we don't want to see the truth. We don't want to allow for the information to come through. We'll block it. And we have to be open up to see the truth. And in opening up to see the truth, what is the energy of us opening up? It's the 2 of Wands. Stepping into the new world, stepping into something that is new. You might have a foot in the old, but you're grabbing hold and you're seeing something that is more balanced for yourself, something that brings in your passion. But you have to be able to be willing to forge into a new direction and onto a new land. Yeah, they do. And the message does get lost. I agree with you. But that's why staying in your light, staying in your integrity is going to be important. I don't know if people know a part of history that happened in Russia as they threw the Tsar out, and the change with Lenin, and how he killed over 50 million people through starvation to make things look good for him before World War II. And that's, and shut off all information, shut off everything to the rest of the world. And millions of people starved. It was a horrific thing. A young reporter went to report on it. And funny, it was right before his Saturn return. He just felt compelled to go to Russia to find out truth that was going on there. And his story, they didn't want to write his story because they said, oh no, this can't be true. It's a bunch of bullshit. And then I can't remember how he died, but he died just before his 30th birthday. and it was later on published. I've taken so many people off my Facebook because of how they were trying to get a message across, and I just feel their anger and fear. Yeah. No, I agree. I'm going to sneeze. But there's a lot of it. A lot of it. And some of it what I'm seeing is some of it is trying to steer us away from some of the bigger picture that's going on. And it's, I mean, some of the facts, some of the things that are being shown to us, yes, they're important, but they're steering us away from what is the bigger picture, what is actually happening. And it's like a deflection. Look at how horrible this is. Oh my God, let's rally behind this. Yet behind closed doors, there's laws and things being passed to make us more oppressed as a nation. And they're seeing that down in the United States too, in different states. You know, how many people are moving out of certain states to go into other states. It's just, it's a big mess. It's a big fucking mess. It's what it is right now. And that's where this moon is coming in, is getting us to acknowledge and to hold the container to expand from that space. And for us to be shifting into an energy of balance. But it is going to cause, there is going to be cause for either a revolution or an up, because good times make weak men. Hard times make strong men. We're in good times. We've had good times. We're in a generation where many of you've never witnessed war, never have had to have, loved ones go off to war. And where things have been great, people can go out, create, have a living. And now we are coming into hard times. So this is where it's like, an awakening of saying, okay, how are we going to work with this in order to create something even better? That's where we're at. And today you're going to find there's going to be a lot of angry people, a lot of people upset. And that's because they're trying to figure their shit out. And it's not necessarily they're angry at you, but there's just anger and they just don't know how to deal with it. So it's almost where it's don't roll your eyes. It's just going to make it worse. But it's to step back and say, okay, you be your anger. I can delete you off my Facebook. And that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. So I'm going to send you guys out with so much love. If you're wanting to book in a spiritual coaching session, definitely let me know. We'll bring up your chart and take a look at the energies that are coming in and around you right now, and areas that maybe you need to look at in that are coming up for you in more depth. Because as the energies move, what house is being affected in your chart right now, and where in the chart can you step into and become playful and come into that place where we can bring in the joy. I can see a big struggle coming in. I want to stay in the light. I want to stay in the positivity, and I want to stay in the joy. But there's a huge struggle that's coming in for us, and the shit's going to hit the fan coming in later on in this fall. And that is going to get us to really, some people are going to be like, holy shit, I didn't see that happening. Many of us already know it's going to be happening, but we just have to know it's okay. If this is going to happen, I'm going to be powerful enough to say, you know what, this is the direction I'm going to be going in and standing for. So sending you guys out so much love. Definitely join me tomorrow at noon for my full moon meditation. And we're going to bring in that energy of that beautiful full moon. And also, if you're wanting to tap into your power and tapping into your power, and this is going to help you to step into that beautiful energy of that flame and bring in the forgiveness that transforms the blame into a blessing and the hurt into the healing. So join me for that. Have a blessed one, and we will talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Bye.